So, who would like to read for our open mic? Let's see. Any open? Oh, looks like Margot. Margot, are you ready?
I don't know how you do it.
Oh, there you go. Do you want my video too, or just the audio?
If you're comfortable.
Okay. All right. Oh, it's not working. All right. Huh? It's asking me. I'll just read it. Okay. This is a song that was written by Kay Ashad for the revival of Stormy the Opera, which will be online October the 3rd. It's called "It's Been Stormy Round Here Lately." It's been stormy round here lately. The rain's been pouring down. The thunder's been a-frightening, and the lightning struck the town. And there's them and us, the warm and cozy inside, and the cold, wet, hungry, and poor, scratching at the doors, outside looking in. And there's the martyrs and the marching and the queues for food. The sick become the dying, and the dying left this world without goodbyes, only sad and lonely cries. And the rich, they're getting richer, and the poor, they're losing hope. And the hate is getting stronger, and love is on the ropes. And time is running out. I say time, precious time is running out. Time is running out, and the planet's getting hotter. It's been stormy around here lately. That's it.
Thank you. Well done. You ready?
Who are you talking to?
I cannot see your name displayed, but you're on the spotlight. Are you ready to read for open mic? Okay, maybe not. Marianne, are you ready? We have Marianne, Tessa, and Amanda so far.
Hi, I'm Marianne. I'm joining you from Seattle, and the poem I would like to read is from the anthology that Public Poetry published last year, Enough. And the name of the poem is Pilgrim Dance. It's dedicated to my sister, and it has an epigraph by Dr. Lauren Artris. As pilgrims, we accept what is offered, give what we have. As she tells the story, she remembers the scent of his cologne, the sharp toes of his alligator leather shoes, black beret, and crisp white shirt. Recalls he was the best dancer she's ever met. She didn't want to go uptown that night in New Orleans, didn't like the ride with the sullen cab driver, or the idea that we had no experience with Cajun dance. But I insisted we were pilgrims, not Bourbon Street tourists. So we stood on the sidelines watching the dancers, tapping our feet to the accordion beat. When a little round man with a square stomach asked her to dance, and she reached for his right hand. "I'm missing that one," he said. "Will this left hand do?" She accepted his offer, and a pilgrim's dream came true. Thank you.
Thank you. Tessa, ready?
See, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and read. This is an original poem I wrote a couple weeks ago. It's the title currently is In the Morning. In the morning, within a quiet, out-of-the-way neighborhood, amidst the hill country, of and just outside of a large South Central Texas city, I trudge up a street in a neighborhood ending in cul-de-sacs. As I patiently jog through the scorching beginnings of a heavy, humid, heat-filled day, I become aware of the blessed coolness of shadows from full-grown trees on neighbors' lawns as they stretch across the street like slightly air-conditioned oases in the middle of a desert. How grateful I am for the free blessing of kindness from nature during this triple-digit heat advisory warning summer day.
Thank you. Amanda, are you ready?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I can go. Hi, y'all. I recently attended a workshop with Rebecca Oxley and Anthony Sutton, and this is a creation of Anthony's prompt that I did not get to read, so I'm going to share it with you. It's called A 14-Line Poem on God and Death. 1. Close your eyes. 2. Escape his grip. 3. Did you write your letter? 4. For the ones to love must know. 5. Will you go to heaven? 6. Does garbage offend you? 7. In your holy place of spirits and lies. 8. Grim will be the place for. 9. Your ending. 10. Will he save you if you? 11. Never bothered. 12. Gold will not rescue. 13. What you've buried before. 14. Does God have a will? Will he ever die? If death comes for humanity, what will come for God? Will the prayers have worked? Have you escaped damnation? God takes bribes. Offer your soul. Thank you.
Thank you. Alexa, are you ready?
Yes. First, I want to say great job to all the poets who have already read. Y'all are fantastic. I aspire. And I'll be reading a piece I wrote entitled A Bawd for My Unfinished Poems. Catch me wringing each bone dry, batting the brittle ones open to feast on their unsteady tenderness. Maybe a lyric on my unwinding palms beneath a sun-lit window. Maybe 4 feet spurting out and settling in any direction. Maybe now, your ears, flattened and bristling and open. It's not your fault you tried mouthing all of this opulence, quipping in my unabashed hair, brushing back humid lips, teasing the flush things squirming under my tongue. But really, I was over your dressing, beyond your lung-slit dirt, tearing at the husk of my skin, or worse, hearing my womb gurgle with fury. So, as always, I will take this decadence past my teeth and let you beat your fists quietly against my throat. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. I think we have one more.
We've got far more than one.
So,
Are you taking requests to read? Is via audio or chat or?
it's through the chat, but if you want to go.
You can't do it through the chat because there's no way to contact you in particular.
Okay. Well, in that case, if I can volunteer to read at some point, I'd appreciate it.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let me bring up the poem. Where are we here? Okay. This is called, first of all, my name is Harvey Sauce. I'm a host of Artful Dodgers Poetry in Park Slope, Brooklyn. I'll be posting in chat an invitation to join us at our bi-weekly reading. It's called The Boatman of Acheron, which is one of the 5 rivers leading to the Greek underground in Greek mythos. Boatman of Acheron. Deemed essential personnel during the good times pandemic of 2020, he's gowned and masked, fearing that the ferried souls of the disease might be contagious. Self-distancing as per Hades CDC. Sitting at least 6 feet away, most of their bodies are buried as he rows them one by one to their ultimate destination towards the constant nagging of a bored Persephone. He has given in to insistent demons of price gouging, such good times demanding a silver dollar, well above the former going rate of a penny from each tongue before it's allowed a sip of Lethe's forgetfulness he carries in a jug. Grunting, should certain of them appear to be questioning that in their currently reduced state, lacking both arms and legs, they can swim for it if they care to. The underworld for him these days is a boom town, like during the Spanish flu of 1918 or the Black Death of the mid-1300s. The latter a medieval gift that kept on giving. So medievalish, in fact, are present circumstances, the boatman hardly has time for a lunch break before it's back to schlepping souls. Especially damned and damning the alarming number of children among the dead. Blue as deathless soul music, blue as oxygen-deprived flesh, turning to him with a breathless, Mister, Mister, are we there yet? Thank you.
Thank you. I believe Flakus or Flakus would like to read.
Hello, everybody.
Sorry, I may not have said your name right.
No, that's perfect. You got it. You got it perfectly right. Well, my first name is Chris. I just put the last name in there. But anyway, this is a quick poem called In a Distant City. In a distant city, corners glare like wild eyes. Insistent copper wiring scrambled through row house walls like varicose veins waiting to be plucked. In a distant city, the streets grow clogged like arteries, and the stink of flesh and burning garbage becomes miasma. In a distant city, the ill fell ill, heaping new sickness on top of old, till the contamination was an incompatible loop, a snake devouring its own sweet tail. In a distant city, crowds gathered, praying at the altars, praying with their hands, their heads, their faces pressed to the ground, supplicants without a martyr, never for a moment considering to pray with their hearts. In a distant city where the pale queen counts roses and children's songs echo the realities of a plague, the bayou waters run clean, and for the first time in half a century, fish are visible feeding from the soot. In a distant city emptied of promises, where the hydra hiss of hydraulic pumps grow faint, puttering out like a heartbeat when the last ventilators have been used up. In this distant city, unrecognizable as a pulse in the newly dead, you found your new corners, encased in dust, to gardens of graves as full and ripe as the belly of the moon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's great. Do we have any more open mic readers?
Yeah, over here. Can you see me waving my hand?
Gotcha. Go for it.
Okay. Thanks. Hi, John Simons here from Honolulu. And this is a poem written several years ago, but which may have some resonance in today's world. It's called How Do You Plead? A generation only cares so much for those who've passed and shuffled to the door. Courtly courtesies and step-asides give way in time to retro scorn for things the elders have left undone, failed to do enough about, didn't see as problems. Asbestos, landfills, toxic waste, tobacco, landmines, poison sprays, abattoirs, unequal pay in tropic lands, children tricking tourists to survive, neighbors butchered for their faith or looks, prisons, mental bins, some states ran like zoos, park creatures warming on sidewalk grates, blood passed dried before we knew it was spilled. Quote, I don't think we realized. Actually, it was the law. What choice did we have? People seem to like living with their own inside the red line blocks where banks wouldn't lend and realtors kept the market in their lockbox. Women don't need to make as much because A, they're single, B, their husbands work. Migrants, happy to be getting paid at all. The barbed wire protected both sides. We tore down all those trees to print your books. We got more done with the doors closed. If the hammer hits them right, the cattle never feel a thing. That's humane slaughter. Our oxymoron wasn't gored. It was stuff we sprayed to get rid of the leaves. Always done that way, but it could never happen now. Following orders led us to believe. Who knew? Our bads result of well-meant tries that read today as compromise and later lies on tomorrow's courtroom screen as cascading bones and socketed skulls plowed on the blades of war crime excavators, unearthing evidence, exhibits A through Z, in bulldozed piles of horror, initial frowning doubts. You knew about this, right? Sour to annoyed. How could you let it happen? As the past becomes a body count of benign neglect, morphing to atrocities, then atrostates and atronations of the planet, places where we redlined our misgivings, but waited for the world to change us, waited for the law to make the changing safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Kira ready? And then after that, Gary.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my internet, it was saying I had a poor connection. I'm surprised because no one ever says my name right, so thank you for pronouncing it correctly. My name is Kira, and the poem I'm reading is pretty short. It's called Body. Body, forgive me for what I have done. Body, please forgive me. I'm still learning our worth, how to exist without the fear that we are somehow too much or not enough, or so right we are only desired, never appreciated. Body, forgive me. You deserve kisses from stars, an embrace from the sun, the warmth of love, of safety, of peace. Every spoonful is an apology, dear body, please forgive me. Working out in hopes of working things out with you, body. Shower you with love when I shower in the morning, with vigor, scrubbing clean as I remind us I am not dirty. Breathing deeply and slowly on my back, palms up, candles on, as I remember I am not broken. Loving those around me as a reminder that I can love at all, as a reminder to us that I am capable of loving you, body. As I say every day when I miss a meal or two, as I say every night with a clenched jaw and clenched fists, as I say between breaths, shoulders up and foot shaking, I'm still learning our worth. Body, please forgive me. Thank you.
Thank you. Gary, you ready?
Yes, ma'am. This is a poem called No Pandemic Paroles. In a time of coronavirus, you still must do your time. You still must stay in the general population. You still must walk only in the prison yard. If you test positive, we will support you in the hole, unless your symptoms become severe enough to call for your transfer to the state prison hospital. In that hospital, you will get the customary treatment. Until you cannot breathe, no intubation. They flip you onto your stomach to ease your breath and let God decide your fate, the grave or the prison yard.
Thank you.